Okay, we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to work on Moria's chart. I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to get started. Okay, Moria. When's your birthday?
Uh, what's it? 5 of March, 2006, and
Hmm.
I was born in Nigeria
Sorry,
at
what time first?
6:94 in the morning.
6:94. That couldn't be.
Uh, wait, I don't know how to say. Wait, 6 a.m.
Okay,
94.
but it
Yeah.
couldn't be. Is it maybe
No,
54?
45. I'm
45.
sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
45. No, 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 no. No, I mean the 5 first and then the 9. 95.
54.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm so bad. 5 and then oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
No.
59, 59.
Um 4 and then a 9.
49, like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And you said in Nigeria, but in which city?
Lagos.
Lagos. Okay. Very good. Okay, Moria.
Mhm.
11 degrees Pisces rising, is that right?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So, Moria, I always start with the same question, which
Mhm.
is, what's going on in your life lately?
Lately, if I'm being honest, I live in the Netherlands, and around this time there is a holiday. It's called Sinterklaas, and people dress up as they they paint themselves as black with red lipstick and afro, and they are supposed to be like the they are supposed to help the Sinterklaas, and that's the man that's come around in the house and helping and giving gifts and so. And sometimes children walk up to me and say "Zwarte Piet," and that's um, Black Pete, and that's kind of offensive because I'm not that. I'm just me. And lately, I've had a lot of discrimination and racism, so that's going on. But I write a lot, so it's kind of now calmed down because I wrote it down, and that helped. That helps me. Um, and yeah, that
Hmm. Okay. How long have you been living in the Netherlands?
for 9 years now.
Oh, okay, quite a while.
Yeah.
And do you study there?
Yeah. I go to school there. I came here when I was 10. Um, so I went to middle school, and now I'm at, I think it's called high school now. Um, and yeah, I study here.
And are you there alone, or did you move to the Netherlands with your parents?
I moved here with my mom. My father sadly passed when I was 7. Um, so yeah.
Hmm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Let's start with the discrimination because that's already making pretty good sense to me. So
Mhm.
the first thing that I want to point out to you, if we look at your chart by itself, is your sun rising in Pisces.
Yeah.
Now, Pisces is the sign of the foreigner. It's someone who comes from overseas. So very often it's people who can be seen as exotic or as outsiders. And that
Mhm.
you live in a foreign country and obviously you look and speak differently from the people that are of your culture makes me think very much about your sun in Pisces on the ascendant. Also, the fact that you've moved to a cold country because it's in a water sign, which is cold. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, you're saying that you're experiencing discrimination very much lately.
Yeah.
So, when you say that, would you say it's been like the past couple weeks, the past several months, the past few years?
I've always had that I was discriminated, or um, that people just didn't like me because of my color, or but lately, it's, I think, the last couple of, maybe a month. Um, it's been very difficult to ignore, because because I'm used to it, that people think I'm different. I thought that it wouldn't affect me that much, but lately it's been really driving me crazy, and yeah.
Okay, and there's a few things I want to point out about that. First of all, just notice that your sun is conjunct Uranus on your ascendant.
Hmm.
And you just told me that you're used to people perceiving you as different. You're used to receiving discrimination.
Yeah.
So there I feel the sun Uranus on your ascendant. But lately, it's been very much more. I understood correctly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I want to talk about your Mercury Pluto square in Jupiter ruled signs.
Hmm.
So for me, Pluto in your 10th house in Sagittarius, because you know the 10th house is your public face.
Yeah.
So how people see you publicly.
Hmm.
And the Pluto part of it for me is that you're a black person in a very white country. And therefore you're seen as, again, an outsider and you're discriminated against, which is exactly Pluto in the 10th house. Does it make
Mm.
sense so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Now I want to show you what's happening over the last month. Transiting Saturn at 25 degrees of Pisces
Hmm.
is exactly conjunct your Mercury and squaring your Pluto.
Mm.
And Saturn is stationary at the moment, which means he's not really moving. He's just sitting right there on
Hmm.
top of your Mercury and squaring your Pluto. So for me, that you keep receiving people asking you, oh, are you Black Pete?
Yeah.
And you're so irritated by it and you keep receiving these comments about you is Saturn's station on top of your Mercury. And notice what you said, very important. You said that you write a lot and
Yeah.
that during this period you've been writing about it. And so there is Mercury. Yeah?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a bit more about your writings. What do you write about in general and what are you writing about now?
Now I'm writing about how I feel about things, especially being black in a, yeah, white world. That a lot. When I was younger, I used to write about how people used to hurt me and how that they make me feel, and why they did that. I try to understand why people act towards me like that just because I'm different than them. I didn't get that, and I write a lot about that. And also about, I don't have a lot of friends. I find it kind of difficult to make friends. Um, a part of me is saying because I'm different, but I don't know if that's true. But I also write about that.
Okay. So notice that your writings are all focused around your identity as a black person in a white world. Would you say that's kind of true?
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay. So there is the exact square. Notice your Mercury is at 26 in your first house. This is the writer. Exactly square Pluto at 26 in your 10th house, the black person in the white world.
Yeah,
And so this square is what makes you constantly write about that subject when you were young about being rejected and even now about being discriminated against.
yeah,
And the fact that it's such a huge focus for you at the moment is exactly the fact that Saturn is stationary on top of this square.
Hmm. And what does stationary really mean? I know that it means it stands kind of still, but I don't really know what that means.
Mhm.
What kind of
Okay,
effect it has.
you can think about the way that the planets are always moving. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So Saturn is at 25 degrees Pisces now, then he's going to go to 26, 27, 28, 29, move into Aries and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah? When planets are stationary, they're sitting in one position for a long period of time. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say for the past 6, 8 weeks, Saturn has been stationary, which means that you're very concentrated on the area where he's stationed. You're
Mm-hmm.
constantly frustrated dealing with the same subject every single day. That's what the station is about.
Yeah.
It's incredible emphasis on the place where the planet has stationed. And in this case, it's on top of Mercury, the writer, and square Pluto, the outsider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's what the station is about. And just notice that it's related to the fact that it's the holiday season. And in the Netherlands, apparently, during the holiday season, people do blackface. It's part of their tradition. But the holiday season is going to be over pretty soon. So once it's like January, February, I guess you're not going to face those questions anymore. Well, do you think that's reasonable to think?
Um. Yeah. That's often the case.
So, look, I'm going to fast forward to January and then to February. So you'll notice that in February, Saturn already starts to move away from the Mercury-Pluto square.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you won't be dealing with that discrimination in the same way. You're just going to move on to different subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You know what? It also makes me think about you having the moon in the third house connected to them, because the third house, is the house of writing. And so that you said that you're a writer, it's now it's kind of in a third place in your chart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what else is happening around you?
Hmm. A few weeks before, I just became a best friend again with my ex best friend, uh, and now it's better. Mm, I'm now uh, learning to be a chef, but that's not really what I want to become. But it's just something for the moment. I actually really want to be a therapist, but that's a dream for another moment. At school, I noticed that there are we have a friend group, and there's one girl, she doesn't like me for some reason. She says, when I ask her, why don't you like me? Because not because I wanted to know, but we were in a group, and when she can just ignore me, I'm sitting right next to her. That's just not okay. I don't find it comfortable. And there's a boy, he's very racist and discriminate a lot and think of women as less. And there's another girl, and I'm okay with her, and she's good with both of them, so we're with each other. But actually, I don't want to be with them. But I don't have anyone else because I'm also the only black girl in the school, and everyone. I mean, so maybe it's in my head, but I feel like I'm being stared at. So yeah, I don't want to sit alone.
Okay, quite a few things happening. Um, First of all, again, I want to point towards your Sun Uranus conjunction on your ascendant in Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only black girl in the school.
Yeah,
And so you feel that people are paying attention to you and staring at you.
yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Then I want to focus on the transit of Uranus. And I'm going to take out the sun because it's not needed. Okay. When it's about things that happen at school,
Mm-hmm.
that's the third house, can be. Okay. And when it's things that happen like in a group of people, like in the friend group, for example, that's the 11th house because they're both social houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this case, you said that one of the girls, she doesn't like you. Did I understand correctly?
Yeah.
And why not?
I don't really know. Um, Once I told, she asked me if she can say the N word, question I get a lot.
Oh God.
I told her, no, you can't. And there is another boy. He's light skin, like her mom. His mom is light skin and her dad is white, so he's kind of light skin. And she asked him, and he also said no. And since then, it's been weird. Um, And then I asked her, why don't you really like me? And she said, there's nothing between us. I don't like you, but I also don't hate you. But sometimes the teacher asks if we can check each other's desk. She won't check my desk. She will walk around just because I'm here. So she really doesn't like me. And I don't really know why yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to simplify it actually. Let's focus on, notice that transiting Pluto is
Mm-hmm.
conjuncture Venus in the
Mm-hmm.
11th house. Okay. So think about the situation that you've just shared with us. You're in school, somebody's asking you if they can say the N word, and you're saying no, I don't
Yeah.
want that. So, for me, I very much feel the effect of Pluto to your Venus because Venus is about your relationship to other people, can be friends, like the girls, or with the boys, or anyone that's at
Mm-hmm.
school. Yeah. And that you're having these very difficult situations with them, and you feel like you're being disliked, and you're also being discriminated against, is exactly the effect of Pluto to your Venus, right? Because you're having these very strange relationships that are unsettling and not totally normal, and people are kind of playing with you or bullying you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Does this make sense when you see that
Yeah.
that's happening?
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Um, I also looked at my transit and I didn't really know what that meant, but hope I hoped it. Is that good English? That uh Pluto conjunct Venus would be positive, but now that I think of Pluto, I'm like, yeah, I get it now.
Hmm. The other part of it that we can look at is because this is happening at school. So again, it's the third house. And you'll notice that Uranus retrograde is conjunct your moon in the third.
Mm-hmm.
So that for me is also how people at your school are not really considering your feelings, and probably you don't feel too safe when you're there. Like you just feel kind of unsettled and uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's true.
So there
Unfortunately.
is Uranus to your moon.
Mm-hmm.
This brings something up for me actually because Uranus will stop conjoining your moon pretty soon. Um, like next summer, let's say. It's going to be officially finished.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me wonder, are you planning on changing schools?
Um, no, I can't. I really want to, but I can't. So I'm there for a while.
Okay. But when you go to the next grade, do you go with the same students as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that actually makes me think about how and what year are you? How many more years of school do you have?
This is my first year, and then we have a second year, and then you go to the next grade. So one more year with the same group, and if they all pass, um, I will see them in the third grade. But in the third grade, I'm going to do another study to become a therapist. So, and I think people in my class don't want to be a therapist. So yeah, next in 2 years I won't be with them anymore, or 1 year.
Okay, so like in 2027, you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So think about how Uranus is moving through your third house. Okay. And he will continue to be in your third house for the
Hmm.
next couple years. Okay. So
Hmm.
that makes me think about how you're having these issues at school, and I guess they're going to continue, even though it might be a little bit different because he's going to move away from the moon. So the discrimination that you experience now, either it's going to reduce
Hmm.
significantly, or you're going to change your relationship to it, maybe meaning it's not going to affect you the same way.
Hmm.
And then what's going to happen in 2027 is that Uranus will conjoin your Mars in the third house in Gemini. And so that makes me think about how you're going to start a different education. You're going to start studying how to be a therapist. Is that right?
No.
Okay. And again, the fact that you want to be a therapist makes me think about this square.
Oh yeah.
Mercury with Pluto.
Hmm.
Because Mercury's having a conversation, right? Whereas Pisces is a person's psychology. Because the psychology is not a straightforward place. It's
Hmm.
like a dream world that you have to walk through for a long time to understand how a person even organizes their psyche. Whereas the square with Pluto in the 10th for me is the deep work that you do as a therapist, listening to other people's trauma and trying to heal them.
Hmm.
So this is what I see when you say that you really want to be a therapist. Of course, together with your moon in the third house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
Hmm. You said you're studying to be a chef now. Did I understand correctly?
Yeah.
Like cookery.
Hmm. Well,
Um, so what do you study? How do those what do you do in those classes?
we have 2 days of practical. It's called practical, and so you will learn by doing. So, and then you have theory. The- Theory. It's called theory in the Netherlands, and then you learn in books. So 2 days, you will learn how to do it by doing it. Actually, by cooking, by reading a recipe, um, and 2 days by learning in books. And in the second year, we're also going to be um, I don't stage. We're going to a restaurant to actually work there, but not get money. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now you're in your first year, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And does the first year conclude in the summer?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then you're going to be still doing it in 2026 from the autumn. That's going to be your second year of cookery.
Yeah.
And there's no chance of you changing before that.
No, I really want to, but I don't know. I thought about asking if I can go to another class because my class I don't really like them, but I don't think that's possible.
Okay. Um, so what that makes me think about is again that Uranus is transiting your moon in Taurus.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this for me is the cooking classes, because obviously you work with food, which is Earth, Taurus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when Uranus moves into Gemini in your third house, that makes me think about how you would like to change your study in school. And you
Hmm.
would like to move from cooking, Taurus, to
Hmm.
therapy, Gemini.
Yeah.
And so I see that move. Does that make sense? How
Yeah.
that's okay.
Makes sense.
Um, there's something else. Okay, now I want to focus on Saturn to your Mercury. Because you said that a few things. First of all, that you don't like your class.
Hmm.
So Mercury is when you're studying, like when you're in school. And Saturn is when you don't have a choice. You're forced to do something.
Yeah.
So Saturn to your Mercury, you can't leave your class. And you're
Yeah.
discriminated against in your class.
Yeah.
Okay? Um, there's one other part that I want to point out. That's about your Mercury by itself. And by the way, your Mercury is retrograde in your chart. When a number is red, that
Hmm.
means that the planet is retrograde. So, of
Yeah.
course, in your case, you have to work more on Mercury related subjects. And now notice Pisces, remember, is the
Hmm.
foreigner. And first of all, you come from Nigeria. So clearly, you had to learn Dutch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And secondly, now that you're in conversation with me, you're speaking in English. And
Hmm.
sometimes you have to correct yourself because you're not sure if you're using the correct English, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's your retrograde Mercury in Pisces. You're
Hmm.
speaking multiple foreign languages.
I can also speak French.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
What is that like for you, speaking all of these different languages?
Sometimes confusing, um, but I'm also proud of it because in Nigeria we don't speak French. French is more for the foreigners. There's also another language, but I can't speak that because I have I have to learn Dutch and English and also speak French. So I forgot that. I can if you speak it, I can understand it a little bit, but not a lot. So I'm proud that I can speak French, so I can still speak to my family. Um, Even though they say no, you have to speak your own language, but I just don't. I can. So yeah,
You
and
wait a minute, you can't speak what?
it's called fun and gumbe, and it's I think it's it's also not a language that's in Google um language. It's
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, so it's Fon and Mbeng. Those are the two.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't speak either of them.
No.
Did you speak them when you lived in
Yeah.
Nigeria?
Yeah. I spoke them.
But you forgot them because you didn't practice.
No. My mom also refused to talk to me in that language because she wanted me to learn Dutch badly. So.
Uh-huh. She wanted you to acclimate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This makes me think about, again, the Mercury-Pluto square. Remember, your Mercury is retrograde, and you've forgotten how to speak your native tongue. And instead, it's been replaced with foreign languages,
Yeah.
which is French, English, and Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah? So there's the Sagittarius and the Pisces. The Pluto part of it, the fact that the languages that were your native tongues were deleted from your brain.
Yeah.
And that does make me think that because your Mercury is retrograde, maybe there's going to be a time in your life when you want to learn your native tongue again. I'm not too sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would
Now
like to.
notice, huh?
I would like to learn.
However,
Um. Now, now I'm very busy with school, and I also don't live with my mom. I live in how do you say that? A group home.
Like a dormitory,
I don't know what that is, unfortunately. But
like where students live together. It's called a
no,
dorm.
no, not that. When I was 13 or 14, I got childcare took me from home and made me live in another place, and then from there I lived in another place, and there I lived in another place, and then I came in a home where two adults, often they are married, and for work they take children from places that from children who can live at home. They come to them, and that's their work also. So they live there, they eat together, and yeah, you kind of get,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I want to know about that. Let's get to that in just a moment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point out one more thing before we go there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about your moon being connected to Mercury and Pluto. You
Mm-hmm.
can see they form this triangle shape together, right?
Yeah.
And we know that the moon oftentimes is the mother.
Yeah.
And the moon sits in your third house of communication.
Mm-hmm.
And it's connected to Mercury Pluto, which we have determined is about you speaking foreign languages. Yeah. And notice what you told us. Your mom, the moon, didn't speak to you in your native tongue because she demanded that you improve in Dutch.
Yeah.
So there's the moon, Mercury, Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it?
Yeah. I
Okay.
get it.
Why aren't you living with your mom?
My mom, now that I know her better, she has ADHD, but when I was younger, I didn't understand. I thought she just didn't want to take care of me. But she couldn't. She found it difficult to make appointments, to make food, to just take care of me. Um, and now because I'm older, I can, and because when I was young, I had to learn to take care of myself. Our relationship is better because now she doesn't really have to take care of me, and now we can just be kind of friends. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna go back again to your Mercury retrograde in Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that it's connected with the moon. You told us your mom has ADHD,
Yeah.
so she couldn't take care of you. She couldn't really make appointments
Mm-hmm.
or do things like people normally do.
Yeah.
So think about it. That's a communication issue. When someone can't get everything straight,
Mm-hmm.
and you can think about that as exactly the nature of Pisces, the chaos and the formlessness. And
Yeah.
so that you grew up in that kind of communicative environment with your mom with ADHD. That for me is exactly the Mercury retrograde again in Pisces,
Mm-hmm.
connected to the moon.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense.
Okay. So when did this happen? When how long have you been living separately?
Um, a funny story. So my mom, when I was 16, I found out that I'm actually 18 because my mom didn't tell me that. Still don't know why, but the age is kind of like I have to think really hard for that. I think
Okay,
when I
so
was I think when I was 14 or 15. 15?
15. So that would have been like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 years ago, like which month?
I remember that it was almost my birthday. That I had to celebrate my birthday um there in a group home.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay, I hope this is gonna make sense because it makes perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that 2020 is when you moved into the group home?
Yeah. If you want, I can also check on my photo for the latest. Would you want that?
It's not too important.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's true. Yeah. 2020.
Okay. Here's what I want to point out to you. It's about Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
So notice that in 2020, around your birthday, Pluto is at 24 degrees of Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Making an almost exact trine to your moon at 25 Taurus
Mm-hmm.
and applying a conjunction to your Venus in the 11th house in
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn. Okay. Now we're going to get through it. Think about Pluto as the process of destruction,
Mm-hmm.
like something is being taken away from you. And in this case, it's your mother being taken away from you, the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
where do you go instead? Into a group home, the 11th house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is the conjunction of Pluto to your Venus with the trine to the moon. It's about you moving from group home to group home in the years that follow.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It
Okay.
makes sense.
Are these group homes something that's like provided by the government?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it like foster care?
Yeah. Foster care. Yeah.
Okay. There's Capricorn, the government assistance.
Is that with Capricorn then?
Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah. I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. What has your experience been like in the foster care system?
Mm, that's a good question. It's been I had to move a lot. And it's also been a little bit fun because when I was at home, I was really lonely. My mom has to work, and then I had to take care of myself, so it was just lonely. And when I was at foster care, I felt a little less lonely because someone also actually took care of me, and there were also children there who were also kind of in a difficult situation like me. So it was also a little bit fun.
Okay. That for me is exactly Venus in your 11th house. That you finally get to be around other kids and get to have fun.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're in a normal situation with them. You're in a government-funded public assistance program fostering kids.
Yeah.
So that for me is the Venus in Capricorn in your 11th, trining your moon in your third house. Because think about it also that all of this is happening for you in your most formative years.
Hmm.
Like you're still a teenager and you were taken from your mom into the foster care system as a teenager. And so there's the third house, because the third house represents your schooling period
Mm.
when you're young.
Yeah.
And think about Pluto transiting your moon, and actually also Uranus has been conjoining your moon for a long period, because Uranus has been transiting Taurus since like 2019.
Hmm.
And the whole period, then he's conjunct your moon. So think about it. You were moving around a lot, Uranus and Pluto to your moon.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
you were also kind of having fun, meeting different kids. Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you at with the foster care system now? Are you placed in one group home? Do you still move around frequently?
No, not anymore. Um, I'm now at a place, um, like I said, with two adults and other children with in the same situation like me. They can't live at home, so they come here. But after that, usually you go live by yourself. Then, um, actually, that's the point. That after you're here, you're going to start living with yourself. You can also choose to have help with that. So you can also choose to just live alone with no help, just do your own stuff, or you can also um, have assistant kind of.
Uh-huh. So when would that happen for you?
I hope soon enough because I don't really like that place a lot. But because of my age, it's kind of difficult. But yeah,
Why?
because like I said, when I actually came here, I was much younger on my passport than I was actually, and then I found out that I was actually much older than I actually thought, and my passport is now, I think, 5 year difference, so I can't legally have a house of my own yet. So yeah, it's gonna take a long time, unfortunately. You get
Long,
it?
a long time. Well, I'm just trying to well, I mean, it's all new. So it's not going to happen next year.
No, it can. They are trying to change my passport, but um, I have a risk of deportation. So then I can never come here ever again. So they are trying to do it a little discreet, but um, that's what they said 3 years ago. So I don't think it's gonna change.
So you're going to stay in the group home for now.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long do you think about?
I don't know. With this period, I also texted my fourth, it's called, and that's the person that legally has to say about you, where you live, school, and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I texted her like yesterday. I don't want to live here anymore. I want to think about the next place if it's possible. And so yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, I understand. Okay, this person that you're texting is Venus in Capricorn in your 11th house.
Hmm.
Because Capricorn is people who are formative for you. So someone who helps arrange things for you, for example,
Yeah.
or someone who works on your behalf with the government, or
Yeah.
but it's more official kind of Capricorn energy, yeah? Connected to your moon, yeah? So this makes me think about yeah, how you're living essentially on like government programs.
Hmm.
So there's the 11th house. Okay, which tells me a few things. So I want to point out to you, first of all, that basically, for the whole transit of Pluto through your 11th house,
Hmm.
in the beginning of Pluto entering your 11th is when you moved countries and you had to acclimate to a new society, which is the 11th house, the
Hmm.
social culture of the place where you're living. Okay. Then Pluto was making a conjunction to your Venus. That's when you got taken away from your home and started going into group homes. Okay.
Hmm.
And Uranus transiting your moon, we had talked about that is the same thing. Now notice, Pluto is moving towards the 12th house. Uranus is moving towards the 4th house.
Hmm.
So that makes me think maybe in 1, 2, 3 years, you would move into your own home.
Hope so. Yeah.
When
That would,
Uranus enters your 4th house, especially.
hmm, yeah, that
Okay.
would be awesome.
Does all of this make sense so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. It does. Um, can I ask about how do you also talk about Chiron?
I don't, but we can.
I saw that my Venus was in the 11th house and my Chiron, but I don't really get what that means.
Okay. Well, for me, it's immediately kind of obvious.
Okay, tell me.
Um, okay. Let's just say that Chiron is like the wounding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what most people say it is. So I'm going to go with that definition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Aquarius is about your social interactions with groups of people. So for example, with the kids at school
Mm-hmm.
or with the adults in the government programs or online when you talk to people. It's people that are not too close,
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Okay? So Venus is about friendship. It's about getting along with people, having a nice time, having a good connection, having peaceful, harmonious relations.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that Venus is about. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. So you have Venus conjunct Chiron in
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius, and you have been discriminated against by the kids at school and also by the culture which you've immigrated to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, not being able to have normal friendships, even though you're a friendly person that just wants to connect with others, but they're treating you weird and different because you're black or because of whatever other stigma they have towards you.
Yeah.
There's your Venus Chiron conjunction in the 11th.
Mm. Oh yeah. It doesn't really help that my Saturn is in the fifth house. But okay, I get it now.
Why do you bring up Saturn? What does that make you think of?
Saturn is, at least I learned that it was about restriction and limitation, and fifth house was is about children and fun and creativity.
Aha, very
So,
good.
thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and I and Venus, my Venus is in the 11th house, so I really like to be with people and be creative, but then my Saturn is, yeah, there.
Tell me about that. So, how do you feel that you're limited from being creative and expressive?
And also in the romantic part, but I am very creative. I like to sing. Saturday, I'm going to perform. I have 6 years of singing lessons. When I came to the Netherlands and I knew that was possible to sing, became I immediately went to sing. But I'm not good at drawing or painting. Um, yeah, that.
Okay. That makes me think about your Mars and Gemini in the third house
Yeah, I'm
that you
sorry.
love to sing. Hmm?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, nothing.
Why do you say you're sorry? What happened?
No, I thought my laptop was getting weird, but it was not.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that you've been taking, so let's just say that Mars and Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
Gemini, let's say, is the vocal cords because it's an air sign.
Yeah.
Yeah? And Mars is something that you do. And again, the third house is talking, writing, reading, singing, any kind of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So there we have Mars and Gemini in the third. You like to sing. I guess you also like to talk. I guess you also like to study or to read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And Mars is sextiling Saturn in the fifth. And you said for 6 years you've been taking singing lessons. So you
Yeah.
see, because Mars in the third on his own, maybe you like to sing, or maybe you like to listen to the radio, or maybe you like to watch videos, but it's connected with Saturn, and
Mm-hmm.
Saturn is disciplinarian. Therefore, you take lessons. Yeah?
Mm. Yeah.
And the lessons are so that you can perform, Leo.
Oh yeah.
Ta-da! But there's another part I want to point out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how you said when you were with your mom before you moved into the group homes, it was boring and you felt lonely because there was no one to play with or talk to?
Yeah.
There is Saturn in your fifth house. So the fifth
Mm.
house is the house of fun, right?
Yeah.
Getting to play, getting to be with other kids, getting to yell, getting to run around,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
So there's Saturn in the fifth. There was a long period in your life where you couldn't do that.
Yeah. Now I also can't do that. Unfortunately, because of my passport, I can't go to clubs. I can't go to parties. Um. Yeah. It's a really yeah.
Why not?
Because on my passport I'm much younger, and in the Netherlands they are really about when you're this age you can go
Ah,
there. So on my passport I'm not even 16, and 16 is the
what?
age that you can do stuff, and I'm 19. So yeah, unfortunately,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Saturn is kicking my ass.
Okay, isn't that perfect? Doesn't that make so much sense?
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow, so many of your issues are around your migration.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
What are you thinking about?
Well, we have time for maybe just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of anything else kind of that you have a question about or something else you want to share maybe?
Mm, yeah, maybe you can give me tips on how to go about this. I don't know if you can, but I find it really difficult to, because I can't do anything and I love doing things. It's make me really feel down, and I don't know how to go about that.
What do you mean you can't do anything?
Anything that I want, because I can go. I like to make friends, but I can't make friends because in the Netherlands you make friends by going out and do stuff. But I can't go out because of my passport,
Mm,
and I can meet new people or have a boyfriend or that kind of thing.
that makes me think so much about your Saturn Chiron opposition. Saturn in the fifth, you can't go out and have fun. You can't have a boyfriend. You can't meet people. You can't do anything. It's specifically connected to the 11th because you would like to participate in society. You would
Mm,
like to go out in the public and be with people.
yeah.
So there's the opposition of Saturn to your Venus and Chiron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe you're not gonna like my answer.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Tell me. I'm
You
ready.
can't. You can't do anything about it. You have to just wait.
Um.
But something else comes up as soon as I say that to you. Let's just work with Pluto and Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
So notice that Pluto is currently at 2 degrees of Aquarius, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I fast forward a few months, you'll notice that Pluto will already reach 5 degrees by May of 2026
Yeah.
and make an exact opposition to your Saturn. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna stay around there. So he's gonna be opposing your Saturn like for the next, let's say, 2 years, 2, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes me think that very soon you're going to be able to go out and do those things. And you're going to go through a huge transitional period where before you weren't able to because of your age on the passport.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to go out and have a lot of fun. I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be that way.
I
But you
hope
said that pretty
so.
soon you're going to turn 16 on the passport too, right?
Yeah, in yeah, in 1.5 year or 2 year.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I guess even before that, you are going to look for a way to do things.
Yes. I can't live like this. Yeah.
Okay. So that makes me think exactly about Pluto opposing your Saturn. So maybe pretty soon something is going to change already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Does all that make sense? What we've been
Yeah,
looking at today?
yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to stop recording now and then we're going to talk for just another minute or two, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just going to stop the recording.